Alright guys, so you know how we've been working really hard on measuring. We've been doing non-standard and standard measurement. Well, we need to go over all those words that we've been practicing using because we've been using 4 new words. We've been using non-standard, standard, height, and length. So we need to go over what all of those words mean because you guys are getting really good at using them because we've been practicing them for the past couple days, right?
Yes.
Alright, so can I have somebody tell me what non-standard measurement means? What are we doing? What kind of tools do we use when we do non-standard measurement? Caitlin.
Rulers or tape measures.
When we do rulers or tape measures, are we doing non-standard or are we doing standard?
Standard.
We're doing standard. So that's a good observation. When we do standard units, we use rulers or tape measures. We use those kind of tools. But what happens when we do non-standard measurements, Wyatt?
My throat still hurts.
Your throat still hurts? Well, we'll check on it in just a little bit. Landon, what kind of things do we use when we do non-standard measurement?
Small object.
We can use small objects. Sometimes the objects can be big, like the pipe cleaners we used yesterday. Those are different examples, like we use little penguins, and we use pipe cleaners to help us with non-standard measurement. Since we know these definitions pretty well, let's talk about height and length. What are we measuring when we're measuring length? What does measuring length mean, Charlotte?
It means how tall.
Ooh, let's think. Let's turn our brains on. Does it mean that we're measuring how tall something is when we're measuring length? Or does it mean how long something is? Which one?
Long.
Long. Everyone put your arms out like this, like me. Show me, say, I'm measuring length.
I'm measuring length.
So now let's think. What does height mean? When we're measuring height, what are we measuring? Taya.
Ruler or tape.
We can use a tape measure or a ruler to help us measure height, but are we measuring how long something is or how tall something is?
Long.
All right, everyone put your arms up like me. Say, I'm measuring height.
I'm measuring height.
Excellent work. That's what I like to see. So, what happens? Let's review these one more time. What happens when we do non-standard? Non-standard. What are we using when we do non-standard, Aiden?
Using tiny objects.
We're using different little tiny objects side by side when we do non-standard measurement. So let's say that together. We use small objects for non-standard measurement. Let's say that again. We use small objects for non-standard measurement. Excellent. So, what kind of objects do we do for standard again?
Small.
For standard. When
Ruler.
we use a ruler, so we can
Or tape measure.
or a tape measure. Excellent. So let's say that together. You use a ruler or tape measure for standard measurement. Let's say that one more time. You use a ruler or a tape measure for we said that wrong, for standard measurement. Excellent job, guys. I want you to stand up. Good work. You guys are getting much better with these definitions. Stretch all the way up. Shh. Stretch all the way down. Go walk behind your seat and stand behind your seats. Stand behind them. Don't sit down yet. Stand behind your seats. You'll feel much better in a little bit, okay? I'll check on you in about 15 minutes, all right? Shh. Guys, so we've been saying that we can measure objects using non-standard measurement lately, right? So let's say that. I can measure objects using non-standard measurement. But today we have a new one. Put your right hands in the air. Just like me. Shh. So, we're going to say a new one. I'm going to say it one time, then I want you guys to repeat after me, all right? I can measure objects using standard measurement. Today's just a little bit different. So, I'm going to say it one time. I don't want to hear any voices. Ready? I can measure objects using standard measurement. Let's say that all together.
I can measure objects using standard measurement.
Excellent. Excellent job. Have a seat at your desks.